Travis Wayne Goodsell. So we're beginning to adjust. Was able to just get back from my run and was able to go further. I'm getting attention. The 1-star rating for the storage unit has over 1,600 views since I posted it. And so bleep them, or bleep her if you didn't remember because you didn't watch. The property manager had put an extra lock on my storage unit when I came to move, and didn't even show up that day. She had the day off. And so fortunately the shelter, at least the liaison for the police, I made sure she kept her promise to me to pay for the move, because the shelter was losing employees. They weren't wanting to help me, and I still didn't get any help from them for any replacement of the housing essentials that I had to leave behind. And so I've had to dip into my budget to pay for some stuff that needs to be obtained. But I understand the news saying that now that I escaped, they're now going to start helping the homeless, getting them a place to go. My academia page is increasing greatly. While in the shelter, I was getting a whole ton of people that started following me, and I'm over 400 total now, and then the total views is over 11,000. And however they're ranking me, they put me in the top 2 percentile. But take that, Todd. In case you're not following me, Todd is my brother, whom I had incorrectly. I came clean. I confessed and made the correction. It wasn't malicious on my part, despite my brother thinking so. That's how he thinks of me, though. He thinks I'm the bad guy, the black sheep of the family, and that he's the good guy. And so if you haven't watched the church's prodigal son video, that's my brother. And, yeah, he thinks of me that way. Not the case, Todd. Not the case. You're the prodigal son. You're still stuck in the church. Because when you learn the truth, you gotta leave. And I've left. Because I will not deny Joseph Smith or the Book of Mormon. The church is trying to assassinate me, because I will not deny Joseph Smith or the Book of Mormon. And if you're new, you're like, what the hell? As I was. But yeah, I've gone on to do the research to find out why. And I found out why. And it's more horrifying than any horror movie. Step aside, Jason, Freddy, Michael. There's a new horror in town, and it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, called by Joseph Smith an abomination. So, yeah, my brother had wrongly assumed was in the membership records department, because he says he does research for the church. And with a sociology background, that's what I thought it was. He was researching Mormons to find out where they are. Turns out I was wrong. He's instead influencing the prophets for misinformation about why Mormons are leaving. And so everything they come out with, every new social attempt to change Mormons with new procedures and policies and practices, my brother's behind that. And apparently he got John DeLynn excommunicated. He never responded back saying, hey, that's also a lie. You keep lying about me. Stop it. And so I'm just going to assume, therefore, I'm right. My dad still hasn't died. I'm now wondering if he's going to even notify me when Dad ever dies. He never did with my mom, and made excuses and tried to throw a psychological manipulation on me. Oh, I see you're hurt by Mom dying. Bleep you! She threw me down the river. So you can rot in hell. That was just... I can't find it. The last letter, I can't find it. It's got to be in there somewhere, but I did a perusal. I still can't find it. But the last letter that she had written me was back in September of 2021. And that's why I started looking online for the obituaries to see if she had died. And sure enough, on December 21st, I had found out she had died. It was like the 24th of December when I was checking that evening. And I did the video thing about it. And then I posted my mom's funeral video. And YouTube tried to crack down on me. Oh, this is a violation. Bleep you. She's my mother. She died. Bleep you. God, there's just so much abuse out there. I just don't want to show mercy to anybody. Don't want to give anybody their rights and privileges and freedoms. Or at least to back off when there's a death in the family. YouTube is just so wrong in so many ways with all that they've done to me to protect the church. As they allow the church to be abusive. See, when you're a false church, everything you do is wrong and criminal and abusive. And that's what Mormons don't get, is that I found out they're false. And how did I find out they're false? Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon are true. Mormons can't comprehend that because they don't study. They don't do their research. They don't check the Joseph Smith papers. They just make assumptions that they have their whole life, coasting through the church. I'm born Mormon. I am in the true church. Why do I need to research it? I know it's true from my feelings. My spiritual witness. And they get manipulated. And they get used. And the prophet turns them into weapons of war. As they attack me. As they call me the other. They don't think I'm Mormon. Despite all the minute details of Mormonism that I know and post, Mormons still think I'm an outsider. That I was never Mormon. I'm just being mean. I'm being abusive. I'm attacking their religious freedom. Yeah. It's because the truth hurts. And so they then say to me, oh, truth hurts. We gotcha. Trigger. As they throw fallacy arguments in my face that I know are false. Even as a Mormon, when Mormons would say something wrong, I would correct them because I had done the research as a Mormon. And even though I wasn't against the church yet, because the church, I hadn't found the receipt paying for my indefinite incarceration and my murder, there's still a lot of false doctrine that gets spread around the church. And it became necessary to correct Mormons on this. And as a Mormon, they took it better. But now that I'm the other, they won't listen to me now. And they don't understand they are already listening to me in other ways if they're doing their research. Any of you who do your study with the revised footnotes, with the guide to the scriptures, have now been influenced by me. I worked on that project. And the church wanted me to keep it a sacred secret only because the original batch of people who worked on the original 1981 completed edition, 79 was the Bible when that was completed, and then 81 when the triple was completed. And so I was the first year seminary student for the full completed scriptures. Those people went and advertised it to the Mormons. I worked on this project. Look at me, how great I am. No. You made a bunch of errors that I had to fix. But nonetheless, they rose to popularity at BYU and other places, doing lectures for the church and getting other jobs working for the church because of their popularity, because they blabbed about working on that project. And so they told us, don't tell anybody what you're doing, ever, because you're not supposed to exalt yourself. Bleep you! No, Mormons need to know how these manuals and scriptures are made, because there's a lot of errors in them. And Mormons are led to believe that they're inspired by Jesus and they're perfect and inerrant. No, they're not. There are too many errors that the church still refuses to fix. And they rejected a lot of my stuff that I needed to have, that needed to be fixed. So, alright, I need to get going on my day here because I've got to do double time for grocery shopping. I only have till next Friday when my monthly pass expires. And so, with all the other work that I have to do, I will sacrifice an extra trip. And likely, depending on... yeah, I need to take care of a third thing today, too. If not today, tomorrow. But, yeah. And so, we'll get to it. But, that's the thing. I'm known worldwide. Not just on academia, but Amazon. And mostly for Paleo Hebrew. But I still don't have a Wikipedia page. The church is purposely silencing me and my voice to keep me hidden from the world. Now, why would they go through all that effort when they would blatantly excommunicate others who became popular? See, Sandra Tanner, when I interviewed her, she informed me that the church had stopped after exposing them because they became popular. Well, no, Jeremy Reynolds became popular because the church excommunicated him. John Dehlin became popular because the church excommunicated him. And so that argument doesn't hold. The church still excommunicates people. They excommunicated Kate Kelly. They excommunicated the psychologist that works for the church. And so the church is still excommunicating people for, apostasy. They're not afraid of them becoming popular with the excommunication because it shows that the church is laying down the law as a religion and they are needing their religious freedom. That's how they see it. And so they're not concerned about people being popular, because in the Mormons' eye, oh, those are now the bad guys. We shouldn't listen to them. But they don't do that to me. They keep me out of your view, rather than doing an excommunication where I would then do the video. The church sent me this letter. I'm supposed to appear. Bleep you! And so on. Then I'd become popular. No, they don't want me being popular. And there's a reason why. Ours is but to do and die. I can't remember the exact quote. But this should tell everybody something. Ex-Mormons, this should tell you something. That the church doesn't want me publicly excommunicated. They want me silenced and murdered. Do you understand this? Do you understand? I'm popular worldwide. And if the church would release me so that I can be treated equally, I would be exceedingly popular. But the church doesn't want that. And the reason why is why they're silencing me and trying to murder me. And so, Mormons, you should be very concerned. Not about why I'm not being excommunicated, but why you have not been finding out about me. All of a sudden, you're finding out about me. That should tell you something.